Welcome back, everyone. I really hope you're enjoying this series on self-esteem. In the last episode, we talked about how to build true self-respect and stop seeking approval from others. But how do you get to a place where you can fully trust yourself, where your inner voice is stronger than external opinions, self-doubt, or fear? That's what we're covering today, how to develop a strong inner voice. If you've ever struggled with self-doubt, second-guessed yourself, or felt disconnected from your intuition, this episode's for you. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your inner voice gets drowned out, and you'll have 3 powerful steps to start trusting yourself again. Let's get into it. The first step is to recognize the noise that drowns out your inner voice. First, let's get clear on why so many people struggle to hear their own inner voice. Most of us are constantly influenced by external noise. Other people's opinions, what family, friends, or society thinks we should do, self-doubt, the fear that we'll make the wrong choice or fail, comparisons, seeing how others are living and assuming we're doing it wrong. If you've been listening to outside voices for a long time, your own voice might feel weak. But here's the truth. Your inner voice is still there. It's just been buried under layers of fear and conditioning. To develop a strong inner voice, you first have to turn down the noise. The second step is to strengthen your inner voice through self-trust. Your inner voice gets stronger every time you trust yourself. Think about it. If you constantly second-guess yourself, ignore your gut feelings, or rely on others to make decisions for you, your inner voice weakens over time. But if you start acting on your own instincts, your confidence grows, and so does your ability to trust yourself. Try this micro-decisions challenge. For the next 7 days, notice the small choices you make daily. What to eat, what to wear, what tasks to do first. Instead of overthinking, make a decision quickly and trust it. After making a decision, avoid second-guessing yourself. Just move forward. The goal is to train your brain to trust your own judgment, even in small ways. This is how we get to create our own sphere of reality, filled with all the information we've accumulated through our own trial and error processes, rather than letting a Google search or ChatGPT tell us what we should do. Next time you see a cafe that looks interesting, don't look up the ratings and comments on maps. Go and try it for yourself. The other thing that helps develop self-trust is turning up for yourself. You know those times when you promise yourself you'll go to the gym tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow morning comes and you change your mind or you just don't go? In those moments, we're not only letting ourselves down, but also eroding self-trust. We're not turning up for ourselves, so we learn that our own inner voice can't be trusted. To combat this, make sure you turn up for yourself in those moments, just like you would turn up if you were meeting a friend at the gym. You wouldn't let your friend down, right? So don't let yourself down. Over time, consistent integrity builds the muscle of self-trust, making it easier to hear and follow your inner voice. The third step is to differentiate between fear and intuition. One of the biggest challenges with listening to your inner voice is knowing whether it's anxiety or intuition speaking. Anxiety can be loud and usually based on worst-case scenarios, jumping to conclusions, and catastrophic thinking. There's usually some wisdom in the signal of fear, but when it gets to anxiety, it becomes overblown and unhelpful. Intuition is calm, clear, and based on inner knowing, even if there's no logical explanation. For example, if you feel nervous before trying something new, that's probably fear or anxiety, and it's okay to notice it and move through it. But if something feels deeply off, like a job, relationship, or some situation, that's often intuition telling you something isn't right. Both fear and intuition can be useful signals to inform us of things going on inside us and around us. It's important not to think about your inner voice as something to perfect, and it could be wrong at times. The point of all this is to develop the ability to listen to it and to create your own sphere of reality filled with information from your own trial and error process. Next time you're unsure about a decision, do this. Sit quietly and take a deep breath. Imagine saying yes to the decision. How does your body feel? Now imagine saying no. Does that feel lighter or heavier? Intuition often speaks through the body. If something feels expansive, exciting, or peaceful, it's usually aligned with your inner voice. If something feels tight, heavy, or forced, it may not be right for you. The more you practice noticing and trusting these signals, the clearer your inner voice becomes. Let's try a final reflection. If you can, grab a notebook or think about your answers. Where in your life do you struggle to trust yourself the most? What's one decision you can start making without overthinking? Can you remember a time when you ignored your intuition and later realized it was right? Now let me know in the comments. What's one area where you're working on trusting yourself more? How do you tell the difference between fear and intuition? What's a time when following your inner voice led to something good? I'm very interested to read your responses. In the next episode, we'll talk about how to overcome shame and self-doubt so they don't keep you stuck in old patterns. Like, subscribe, bell. Thank you. See you in the next one.